All right. In the winner's match for the 32Boys1Cup tournaments, we find two fantastic players, and we'll get to the introductions in a moment, but of course, none of this would be possible without Proxy.gg, Chairs for Gaming, or CM Storm. None of those sponsors in any particular order, because they all equally support us and help us make this tournament the best that it can be. So thank you, every one of them, for getting involved. But spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, it's going to be the blue Terran player, currently teamless, GuMiho.
Never left as the purple Zerg. It's Losira.
So this is the winner's match. For the context of this, guys, the loser of this will fight Lenok in the finals of the group, but the winner will be secured and locked into the round of 16. So this is going to be some pretty crazy stuff. I'm kind of happy that it guarantees one of these two are. I said Lenok was one of my favorites to get out of the group. I was going to say Losira was my other. I would love if GuMiho got through, of course, but Losira or GuMiho are both guaranteed one of them to play, so I'm not going to be upset with the outcome of this group, that's for sure.
You know, I know he's out right now, but I'm really disappointed Czech never get to show us his TDZ.
Me too. Like, Czech's really, like, for those who watch this series, he plays 2 bad ZVZs and loses, right? It kind of sucks because I invited Czech. He's a good player. I wouldn't have gone and reached out to him if he was like this shit Korean. I was just looking for some other guy to play, right? So Zombigo nail on the head. Like, I really wish we would have seen him versus GuMiho. Could have been a much different outcome.
That's where he impressed me the most, is the base your team story with the ZVT. So yeah, it is too bad he didn't get to show it. But let's see if it's going to be another ZVZ. Losira versus Lenok has actually not happened, and would be certainly interesting. I've totally forgotten actually how this match, like this group, even went. But yeah, GuMiho versus Lenok. So yeah, it is going to be a rematch, or it's going to be something that we haven't seen before.
So I'm trying to get a tweet out about this too before I forget. I'm so bad at social media stuff. Why is it so hard?
I'm not sure, but we do have a, he got gas, but he also was getting just Marines. That's a little weird. Did you get 15 gas or 13 gas, or wasn't? I wasn't really. I just kind of assumed you got the regular time gas, right?
I was busy trying to get social media out.
It's so hard.
Who are these casters? What the fuck? They couldn't hire better casters? Sorry, I just figured.
Straight TV couldn't hire better casters. Stupid organization.
I figured I would just cut the trolls off at the head of the pass. But regardless of the gas opening here, actually this drone gets pretty. I don't know how this gets so far in, but I was gonna say we might see a gas steal. Sometimes we see this to extend the duration of the base, but nah, the drone's gonna die. And first blood will fall. Oh, are the graphs working? I haven't checked. Oh, they are. Cool for now. Again, the graphs are a beta feature we're testing for GameHeart guys with our tournament, and they show some cool information. Army size, income, and all these other wonderful things. But look at the mules. You can see the mules. Yeah.
Oh boy, mules. God, you're me. Okay, so 6 Marines are going to come out here. The first 2 are searching for other overlords that maybe come around. I mean, these 2 are usually the only ones you see, but there's always a chance the third one came around. So 6 Marines is an awful lot. Maybe he's going to go for that drop, which, you know, it was like everyone was doing it every single game, like a month ago. But now it's kind of fell back off. People get Marine openers for sure, but just not the same drop potential. You know, I really like that he put all this stuff over here after scouting that the Overlord wasn't off to the bottom left. Yeah. Now he knows exactly where to send his Marines, make sure they aren't, it isn't scouted.
Well, it's also a lot of time too. It's like even if you didn't realize the Overlord was like sitting out here, it does take a while to get back to this side. But man, Losira, we've only really seen ZVZ out of this guy to this point. I mean, he's been doing well in the Leaf Fang Cups. He's been kind of just making more, I guess, of himself lately. But strictly with what we've been casting, it's been ZVZ, ZVZ, ZVZ. So it's the first time we're seeing his ZVT today.
Whoa, did he hatchery cancel?
I'm guessing, but where's the drone?
I know, it's a mystery. Did the Hellions kill it?
Yo, who are these casters? Seriously.
Yeah, the Hellions was killed. He has one. Oh, that was a drone in the main.
No, he's got no kill, yeah. Okay, interesting. Call him a hacker. He finds like a vein of creep in the ground, like an oil.
It's fucking magical. It's magic.
It's like, pause, please. Rewind 10 seconds real quick.
I wonder if GuMiho was a little confused too, because like, it's like what? All right then.
I mean, I guess the other drone could have gone back to the natural. What's going on? Just keep an eye on the Hellions, but we'll scan. He's like, F you. Your cool tricks will not work today. This kind of sucks though. This is a big investment just to clean up 2 creep tumors, but it will slow down the creep rate considerably. That drop, as you mentioned though, is pretty popular and it is coming to hit hard. There's not going to be Hellbats behind this, but of course, who needs Hellbats? We got this many Marines picking off that Queen right away. Gets the one with the transfused energy. The other one was 3 energy shy. Now he's on top of the Spine Caller. Quite frankly, this Marine probably not going to die. Ooh, okay, barely goes down. Meanwhile, the Hellions just dive right through. Queen's gonna fall, but I mean, these drones are gonna be in very bad danger here. These are slow legs responding. No fast gas, no fast Reaper that he's worried about here. These Marines are doing quite well with the added damage to this. This is going very poorly for Losira rather.
Oh, now the drones are starting to get stacked up. There we go. There's the drone kills.
Line them up. 7 drones killed so far. These Hellions aren't done just yet. They're starting to get done though. 11 workers killed on top of all the queens. How many actually? Okay, so 3 queens died. A Spine Car, the Overlord, these Lings. I mean, this went to hell real fast. Yeah,
a little bit. Now, one thing he did give up, well, actually, no, the Hellions have been rallying to the natural, so he will have 6 more Hellions to send in here. Now, I thought maybe he's going to go mech, which is how, many more Hellions he got, but no, it is going to be bio.
Yeah. I mean, he showed us a pretty awkward bio game, but again, like, that was such a unique situation versus the Leonok. It's really hard to judge, like, oh, GuMiho's really bad at bio, because he can't base trade with barracks floating above his army, you know? So I'm excited to see how he plays here against Losira. I would definitely classify Losira as a really talented player who I can understand why you might not want to go mech for. You're a little bit scared you might just deal with it too easily.
These Hellions, as long as they're paying attention, will definitely take care of Losira's Lings. I do like that he tried to counterattack. Always possibility GuMiho was not making any more Hellions and instead trying to, get his Marine production up, which in case, if that was the case, those Lings probably surround and kill those off and stop GuMiho from taking a 3rd base. But now GuMiho just like really nicely macroing up behind it. The worker count really, really even, 50 to 48.
Of course, Losira is on the 3rd base, so it's a little bit better mining for him. But the Command Center will finish up in due time. And again, King Sejong is one of these maps where I was really kind of just expecting to start talking about the mech game, 4th base, long air, etc. But
I was ready to as well, but that drop was a good difference, I guess Losira played first, so he would have had the time to actually watch the stream, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what do you? I guess you kind of can keep an eye on what GuMiho maybe does, but if GuMiho shows a bunch of mech games that plays bio, what do you really learn from it? So.
Yeah, well, you learned that he didn't do any early openers, right? The 2 racks failed. That was overgrowth, which is a very common 2 rack, so you didn't have to really worry about that. But you probably weren't expecting, if he actually did watch, an early harass build. I'm saying that's that's exactly why he took damage, but it certainly maybe helped. Maybe he didn't send the Suicide Overload in because he was that confident about it.
Well, still roaming around the map with the Hellions, a little bit unscathed. It's weird to consider these are not the initial 6 Hellions we normally see roaming around, but the after Hellions, I suppose you can call them. Sniping off some of these creep tumors, getting a little bit low. There we go. Cleans all this up really nicely. It's crazy too, because this is the point of the game where Losira really wants to have this creep spread really at that middle part of the map, like halfway across at least. But GuMiho's done a great job of cleaning this up. Now, 1 tumor remains. This kind of sucks, but he's going to break the scan. I thought he was going to do the Hellion trick for a moment to attack the rocks, but because he didn't know where it was.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it plant down, so really had to do that otherwise. The Viking did take care of the suicidal overlords, so they were kind of going to die anyways, but making sure...
Suicidal overlords, like these little overlords just sitting there with like a bunch of razors, like getting ready to go on the wrist. You're like, let me help you by killing you. Like, don't do it. Suicide's a sin. Let me kill you instead.
I gotta do this, man. I gotta do this.
I'm gonna jump off the space ledge.
Anyways, it's making sure that Losira won't have any overlords ever until those mutas pop out. And even then, GuMiho has like magic with Vikings. He's the one that like the Viking that lived 6 minutes into having mutas. Like what?
Oh yeah, there's that Deadwing game where it's set up there in the top left for like 40 minutes, right? But Banelings do some pretty good connects. The Hellbats don't have enough to carry through. This Medivacs can get sniped off. Oh, this goes further for GuMiho. Meantime, multitasking like a boss drops here in the natural. Sadly, it's going to get cleaned up here by a lot of these Banelings. But oh, the Widowbody shots are actually pretty good. Kills the Spore Crawler too.
Over there.
Yeah, he killed the Spore Crawler. Focus that down really nicely so no detection. Gonna focus Banelings. Nice focus fire so far. Picks up and drops out once again. I'd love if he would use the Reaper Cliff to unload like a couple Marines just to chill out, but as the Overseer comes, he's trying to protect the Widow Mine. However, not gonna happen.
Yeah, cool idea. Cool, cool, cool. Could take care of the creep tumor queens as they're out here doing their job. And they're gonna die for it.
Well, Overlord, or not Overlord, rather, I was saying here, GuMiho does take that third really nicely. So he got the bunker down and everything, so not going to be too long until this economy's looking fantastic. And when you play Bio, of course, this is that point where you want to throw down like those extra 4 or 5 barracks if you can afford it. You want to just get that Marine count pumping, because it's that rally later on, 9, 13 Marines, you get the double factories. I mean, that's when you really hit your stride playing Bio.
Hey! Hey!
Oh.
Hey!
What? Hey!
Look at the base Losira took.
Sorry, what? Over here?
I did say, like a month ago, whenever someone took it, I would really point it out.
Yep, no, that's fine. I remember.
There is a problem with this base, though, in that this ledge is very abusable. So,
Yeah,
and the
especially
creep shed
with
was never
Mutas.
very far over there, so...
Yeah, when Mutas come into play, of course, the last thing you're looking to do is run. You want to sit and fight, but you can't because of the Banelings, and normally have to run through that. But the army completely distracted here, trying to save the natural. I mean, rightfully so, but this gives up this base. And Zombergub, this is why I don't like people taking this base.
Yeah, I think this is far worse than like the whole idea of like being able to drop to the left side too. Although that was certainly the case. It's just like this position on top, you know, abusable. Thor gets up there. It's
I am loving the control that GuMiho's had this game. I mean, look at the creep spread where it is right now. Seriously, for the cool tactics, build cancels, spreading out on the map. I mean, Losira really should have had crazy creep spread and crazy creep control this game. But GuMiho's beating us back really hard. And I mean, the thing is, if you're an amateur StarCraft watcher, if you really need a good way to gauge CVT, like look where the creep spread is. That'll tell you who's winning the game. But pretty nice engagement does go down here for both sides, trading out decently. But of course, the Banelings living is going to be the big point. But Microsoft on the Overseer actually does no detection. Oops. Drop in the main, though. GuMiho's going to catch him a little off guard. Spine car is put down, but this just simply buys time. This doesn't stop a drop. And these Lings coming in. He's going to find a nice spot. Ooh, squeezed in behind the extractor. He's actually going to pick up and try and get out, but these Mutas, of course, are in hot pursuit, so unloads the Marines. He's going to kill some Mutas for this. Really nicely done. Get those Medivacs alive would be the perfect scenario, but 2 or 3 Mutas do pop off through this attack.
Yeah, Medivacs do die. But behind this, you know, GuMiho was back to getting up to max. He has no... Oh, he does have a 4th command center, just hiding with his army.
Oh no, we remember this scenario, right? Don't bring it with your army.
Yeah, you're actually really terrible at it, so don't do it. Upgrades are even right now, but of course GuMiho, Terran gets 3-3 a lot faster, and Losira not on a 4th base. There's no way he's thinking about infestation as much as a hive and those upgrades.
Yeah. Well, middle of the map, once again, cleaning up a lot of this creep spread, and GuMiho has been just doing this fantastically, because every time he just feels like he's got this magic dropship that spawned out of the corner of the map, never really like snuck around, but finally gets cleaned up. Widowmines, or sorry, not Widowmines, the Banelings being sniped off here as he tries to back away. Those Widowmines are down really nicely. Or do the hits go off on the Zerglings? Sadly, not the Banelings. So the Banelings crashing into most of this army. More Widowmines trying to burrow, but they're going to be focused by the Mutas. And this engagement goes very well for Losira.
Yeah. Of course, being on creep like that, really not helping out. There's a slight... I guess there was like a single Marine killing at the... or trying to kill the 3rd. But the planetary almost under attack. Reinforcements do come in just the right moments. 3-3 is about to finish as well. So that was a great attack. That was, you know, seriously very good, but he's still behind.
Well, assessing the situation here for GuMiho, I mean, I like his production. I like the barracks being out of the main too. So many times you see those Mutas come in and start picking off the reactors, and boom, you're dead. But with the heavier Marauder production, it's a good way to soak the hits from these Banelings. I do wish... Oh, he actually did make some kills. Okay. Oftentimes an upgrade kind of neglected for this this matchup, but...
Well, I would wish that GuMiho would get a 2nd factory and start producing Thors.
I'm going to go with you on this one, too. It'd be good to do just kind of lock down the Mutas like that. And even then, it's just for the Drilling Claws upgrade as well, so you can get those Widowmines down instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Bao's working out really well for GuMiho, but you know, you can definitely overestimate. And,
I kind of feel like it's one of those situations right here. Like, he's got a pretty nice army supply lead, but the composition of Losira is just a little bit better, I feel.
Which is usually never the case. I mean, like, Ling, you know, Bane is kind of the
it's the opposite,
the regular
yeah.
composition.
It's so Marauder heavy is the thing. So the Mutas are able to take care of some of these Marines. Most of the Widowmines have popped off. There's a couple left, but go off on the Overseers instead. He cleans up the army yet again. Oh, even gets the Medivacs too. That's really nice. But drops in the main, and well, it's not going to devastate. Can he focus down a layer? If he gets the layer for this, that'll actually be pretty sweet. Kites with half of his army while he's actually focusing with the other. That's kind of a cool move. Okay, yeah, just get the layer really nice. This is stall out his hive, which for nothing else will stop his 3-3, which is going to give GuMiho again this massive lead and upgrades. I mean, one upgrade over your opponent really isn't usually that big of a deal, but when it's 3-3 versus 2-2, I mean, that's, again, like the pace of the game. He's no longer have to spend any more upgrades. He doesn't have to worry about gas. Everything just goes into army and pure army at this point. Oh, this ledge. Oh, this sick ledge. Mutas are filtering into the Marines. Oops.
Whenever Losira could take a direct engagement, he seems to take it well, but GuMiho really abusing this bio composition, just being everywhere at once and not minding really trading it out either. He's reinforcing with a lot of barracks behind it. Let's see, 8 barracks. Actually, could use a few more because he is starting to bank a lot of minerals.
So here's the thing with Losira. I'm a little bit worried about his drone count now, especially with his bases. I mean, normally you've got so much income, you can afford these engagements the way they've been going. You just constantly resupply because you've got so much more money than your opponent. But with only like 71 drones and barely many bases mining, this is actually not the case.
Oh, quick pickup.
One of mine's popping off. Do what they can't do. That medevac is gonna go down. He's gonna start unloading though. Don't lose for free, GuMiho. Nope. Meanwhile, dropping the main once again, as you point out, just seems to be everywhere he needs to be. Marauder's just going to focus this down, or try to at least. Spawning Pool's going to bleed out. I hope he recognizes this because so much of what he relies on is Zerglings, and if this dies, that kills his production right there. No banlings if you can't make any Zerglings.
Well, he might not be able to get 3-3, but he can still upgrade his mutas. So +2 flyer attackers on the way, and Embassy is 2-2. So he is maybe feeling like he feels comfortable to go up to the hive. I mean, he certainly is necessary. I mean, 3-3 is going to just make these fights always go so well for GuMiho. But, you know, he doesn't have a 5th or a 4th. Yeah, he doesn't have a 5th either. But the 4th only just now being secure with those gases.
Lone Marauder taking on the task. See you guys in a lot. I mean, it's got actually pretty good damage. Just better than watching Lings chip away at it, I guess. But here's the thing for GuMiho. I'm focusing a lot on Losira's income, his economy, his drone count, but GuMiho is actually not exactly in that position. Normally, by now, we see Terran players with, like, you know, excess command centers, like 5 or 10 extra CCs down, making those orbitals just to drop the mules, if nothing else. But while his economy isn't suffering in the slightest, it's still not that situation where I think it could be better. But again, that's one of those overly critical points where he's been playing this out really well. I do like these extra turrets coming down, though. How many times do we see a Terran player take a base in the late game, and the mutas just, they wreck it, right?
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
You know, if GuMiho lets this game get out of his fingers right here, like out of his hand, like,
I'm gonna be very upset. Yeah,
so judgy.
He's had a really nice control of the game so far. He's started to take a couple of lame engagements as the game's gone on, but still, he's been able to segment these drops off. I mean, executing so much efficiently, he blocks out what is potentially an expansion later on with a missile turret. While the engagement on the right side of the map might go really well, he's gonna be able to snipe off that spawning pod. I hope he recognizes that that's a possibility here, dropping the Overlord creep to try and keep it alive.
The army is, I guess it hasn't really been maxed out quite yet, but now both armies are maxed out.
Why inject the hatchery? It's like, seriously, transfuse it or something instead.
Losira might be the ones, like, a lot of Korean pros just do the camera hotkeys and don't even bother hotkeying their queens, but some of them do go for, like, the more automated version, where he doesn't even realize, like, what hatchery he's really injecting.
These wood mines would be really nice if they can connect. I like this one up on the hill. The thing is, too, there's also a fair amount of mutas. There's not that many Marines here. You point out a long time ago, like, where are the Thors at to really lock this down, right? This army's getting smushed once again, and GuMiho is going to lose so much. Get those medevacs out alive. You can't replace those.
Yeah.
He's got no gas to work with. Oh, my God. He never took the extra refineries. Not even at the 3rd.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Oh, my God.
The 3rd not having any is a big...
oh, this is a huge deal. He's got no mining in the natural. His main's about to be expired. He's on 1 gas mining right now. Oh, he realized this. Okay, more refineries coming down. This is insane. You never hit the situations as a Terran player. You've always got money in the bank. You've always got these extra refineries. Or no need for the extra refineries, rather.
Well, Losira took another great fight. He did have to, of course, use Banelings on that, and he's the one without a bank. He has a big gas bank, but no mineral bank, and now he is down by around 20 supply, and the upgrades, again, have always been way farther ahead for GuMiho. I mean, been done for like a couple of minutes now.
Well, I don't know. This is so weird because I feel like GuMiho, even though he's got a supply lead, is still in danger of losing this game. Just like one really awful engagement. But I think the reality is he's mining more comfortably and better than his opponent. So, I mean, it might not be gas, and it's kind of funny because, again, this is a situation where you shouldn't have this problem arise as a Terran player, but even then, like, just pumping Marines from here to the Kingdom Come, I think could win him the game if done correctly. But again, like, one bad engagement means Losira tries to go for the counterattack, and Losira hasn't been able to counterattack this entire game.
Really want to take this base over here. That's why with all the drones, but they're gonna have to nope out of there. I would have liked if Losira had actually gone forward. He was, you know, he thought he needed to take this fight, so I thought maybe he was gonna try and go with the Mutas. Actually getting a lot of medevacs. Yeah, that's nice. To the third, or you know, probably try and go to the fourth. Realize there's too many missiles and go to the third at the very least. But that's one thing Losira is missing: is a bit of counterattack damage.
Yeah, and I mean, some of this still comes down to, let's not, again, I talked about it earlier, the creep spread at this stage of the game. Oh, that would have killed so many of these Marines. But yeah, the creep spread for Losira, again, you just kind of gauge how well versus bad he's doing, because he's got no creep spread to work with here, which means no vision, which means no speed, which means he can't get across the map as fast as possible. But oh man, these banelings, the spread is really sick here out of GuMiho. This might just be what ends the game. There's just Mutas left and a small handful of Zerglings, and neither of those is going to fare well against these Marines.
That's
one
it.
baneling?
GuMiho?
That's it. GuMiho's going to take game one.
Took a while after what was probably a very, very great start